Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. This is Maria Weaver with the Simplified Bookkeeper, and I'm so glad that you are here on our new channel. We're so excited to bring this information to you. So subscribe if you haven't already. We would love for you to hang around and be a subscriber and be able to get all of the latest notifications on new videos. Let's dive into this. Today, what I want to do is go over a very high level overview of FreshBooks and give you a little bit of an idea about FreshBooks as a company and also this platform and why I think it's a good solution. So out in the marketplace right now, there's a lot of options, right? There's a lot of different accounting softwares that you could take a look at. Here in the United States, one of the most popular softwares is QuickBooks Online. And there are some people that are huge proponents of QuickBooks Online, and I have to say I'm one of them. We support QuickBooks Online with a lot of our clients. However, there are some drawbacks to QuickBooks Online. Sometimes it's not the most intuitive software, and sometimes you just don't need everything that QuickBooks Online has, and you really don't want to pay the price, which continues to increase for their accounting software. So my recommendation for any business, however small or large that you are, if you're a service-based small business, then FreshBooks is really my recommendation, and here's why. We're going to go through and just give you an overview, but it's very simple for you to set up. It's very simple for you to do your own bookkeeping and your own accounting. And then when you get to the point where you want to outsource that to a firm like mine or another accounting or bookkeeping firm, it is very easy to do that as well. So in this video, I want to give you a tour of FreshBooks and all of the really great features, and let's go ahead and get started. So this is just a fake company, and I've called it Craig's Landscaping and Design. So Craig's Landscaping, they do basically lawn maintenance. They also do landscaping services and other services around the perimeter of the house. And so this company, we're going to pretend, has selected FreshBooks because it has the features that they need without giving them everything they don't need or things that are going to confuse them. So what you're looking at is a brand new file. This company has just been started, and so I want to start by just showing you the overall where you go to set up your company settings, and we're also going to do just a review of the main features of the software. So what you're going to see is there is a gear icon, and you're able to go into your settings from here. And this is just where you set up your basic information. So my name, my email address, my zip code, and then this is really cool. Every time you log into FreshBooks, there's an inspirational quote. And so if you like that and you want to see those, then you just leave it as inspirational quotes. If not, you can turn those off. The next thing you do is go to My Company, and you're going to enter your company name, your address, your currency, your time zone, and when your fiscal year ends, which basically is the financial year. Most of the time, it's going to be December the 31st. You can also enter a standard rate if you want to, which is just the rate that you charge for services. It doesn't mean that you can't change that on your invoices, but if you have a standard rate that you use more for certain things than others, go ahead and enter a standard rate there. Logo and theme, you're able to do a lot here. So you have some different fonts that you're able to select from. You can also select different theme colors if you would like to. So this is just where you kind of set your overall theme. And that way, every time you go to create a bill, or you create an invoice, you create an estimate, you're going to have that same look and feel and just real professionalism around your documents. And then lastly, you're going to have your email notifications. And so I have all of these turned on. You don't have to turn all of them on, but this is just where you manage all of your notifications. So let's really dive into the heart and soul of FreshBooks so that you can see what's included in here in this copy. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go to your dashboard pretty much every day when you start your work in FreshBooks. And so because this is a new company, there's some setup that I need to do, and this is exactly what you would go through, is you would set up your company details, which is what I just showed you. You can add your branding. You also can go and add your clients, and this is very simple to do. All you have to do, if you have a pretty long client list, is you can export that client list and then import it from a CSV file. And if you don't have that many clients, then you can just enter them. You can just enter them manually. And let me show you what that looks like. When you add a client, it's this easy. Let's say it's Joe Smith, and he is with, I don't know, let's make it up, ABC Company. And you're going to enter the email address, the phone number, the address, so on and so forth. And you have some really nice settings that you can set on the client themselves. You can send reminders. You can charge late fees. You can also attach things. So here's what I mean by there's the features in FreshBooks that you need, but there's not a lot. It's just not like too much information overload. You're just going to have the things that you need to efficiently run your business. So this is just an example of how you would set up a client. And I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm not going to save that. So I have a client set up in here. So when you go to clients, you have this nice sort of a dashboard. It says it all starts with clients. And you can clear off of this, but it's really helpful. They do have places within the software that you can just learn more so that you're not overwhelmed at any stage. You feel like you know that you can click on something to understand a little bit more. So in your client list, I have one client currently. His name is Joe Adams. So I'm going to show you everything that's nicely put together here in the client file. So in one place, you have everything for Joe Adams. You have any additional contacts that you have for Joe Adams. You have all of your invoices that you've sent to Joe Adams. You can have something called recurring templates, which is really helpful if you do recurring services. So let's say that you do lawn maintenance for this customer. So you can just simply set an invoice to recur, let's say every 2 weeks or every month, and you can set it to automatically be sent to Joe Adams. You can also have, and even if it's paid electronically, it's the same thing. So much of using FreshBooks, there are some things that you can simply automate, and that's going to save you quite a bit of time. But if you have a little bit more of a complicated situation, let's say that you have a landscape and design project and you want to bill a retainer on that. You want to bill a certain amount up front, let's say $500 retainer or $5,000 retainer, and you want to have that retainer and hold that. This is where you would build that retainer invoice. There's also a place for credits. Checkout links is also really great. You can actually create these links. Now, I haven't turned this on for this company file. That's why you don't see anything here. You also have expenses for this client, estimates for this client. You can certainly add an estimate. What that means is it's just a step before your invoice where you're able to send an estimate to Joe and say, hey, does this look good? He says, yes, I want you to do that work for me. And so then it can be sent and transferred or converted is the word I'm trying to say, converted into an invoice from there. You can also do time tracking. So again, don't think you have to do all of this. You can just see what's possible. So a good idea is just to create invoices for Joe Adams could be step one. And then as you have other people join your team, you might want to start time tracking and start tracking how much time do we actually spend on Joe's job to make sure that I'm profitable, right? Is really where you want to go. So with that, let's talk about projects. You can create multiple projects for Joe Adams. Think of it as, a level below the client itself is that you can have particular projects. Let me just show you what that looks like. You can enter the project name. You can set if the project is an hourly project or if it's a fixed fee project. This is something else you can do is select the estimate type. Now you're going to see that this is a premium feature. But I want to mention something here is that what I'm showing you is just the basic, I believe it's a $30 to $35 monthly subscription. And one thing that's very different about FreshBooks than you have with QuickBooks Online is that you get a lot more features for a lower cost. So if you were to go right now to QuickBooks.com and look at the different subscription levels, if you click on the plus, you might see that after their discounted period, you might see that software is going to be anywhere from $85 to like $100 a month for the plus version. Now, why I'm mentioning the plus version is that's the version you need in order to have projects as a feature in QuickBooks. So you pay a lot more in QuickBooks to get the same features that you have here in FreshBooks. You can also set, again, this is not an upgrade here. You can set an hourly rate. You can determine team member rates, or you can even have rates by the service line that you select. So that's also very helpful. The other really cool thing is that you're able to set a cost rate. So how this works is that you can add people to your FreshBooks account. That doesn't mean that they have access to your accounting. It just means that they have access as like a laborer or a team member. And so what you're able to do is set a cost rate for each person. And again, that's getting you towards whether it's recurring services or one-time services, helps you to understand your profitability on your projects if this is pertinent to you in your business. So I'm going to click done here. You can also set a markup on the expenses. So if you are, let's say, offering subscriptions or different things as part of your fee and you're passing those back to that customer, you can mark up those subscription fees as you see fit. So that is just everything within the projects feature that is really, really nice. And then finally, you're able to get a lot of reports, which is really great. It's a very nice way this is designed. So because in your mind, if you're thinking about Joe Adams as a customer, you might want to think about, well, what's my profitability around Joe Smith? Or what is, these details around Joe Adams. So you can go and pull reports straight from this one client right here in FreshBooks. So again, this is possible in QuickBooks. It's just not very intuitive as to how you would do it. So having all of this available to you in a client file is super nice. And then you'll notice up here at the very top, you are able to just click in your client folder and be able to see how much revenue you have generated, how much is overdue of that amount, and then draft, unbilled time, and then unbilled expenses. So the way that FreshBooks can work for you, if this is your situation, is you basically bill and you're tracking your hours, and then you can take those hours and then turn that into an invoice, like in 2 clicks. And so that's why you see this unbilled time and unbilled expenses. And so it's really great that you can track everything in FreshBooks, and then you can take that information and then turn it into an invoice and then submit that to the customer, including markups and other things like we talked about. All right, so let me show you really quickly the invoices section. Invoices are broken down into invoices and then also those recurring templates. So if you have a lot of clients and you have a monthly fee that you're charging them, this is so easy to set up. You just set those up as recurring templates, and then your invoices can just be more the one-time project work that you're doing. And then below here, you'll see that you can access those retainer invoices as well. Payments is one of the reasons that I really like FreshBooks, is it makes it very easy for you to collect payments from your customers. So if you are currently getting checks from people or cash from people, which might be, more frequent in a landscaping business like this, FreshBooks really makes it easy for you to do that. So what you're able to do is create payments here. You can also generate these checkout links. Now, like I said, I have to go turn this on in this sample company, but that's what you would do here. And again, you have your little messages here that kind of guide you along the way. Expenses are here. I like these icons, like pizza. Everybody needs some pizza. So we have bills, vendors, and uploads. So this is an example, this uploads. I just want to mention that it seems that in this year, 2022, that I'm recording this, FreshBooks is really moving on the number of features that they have. And so every week when I log in, I notice that there's something else in beta. And so you're going to see, if you decide to go with FreshBooks, that there's a lot of features that they're going to continue adding. But remember, don't be overwhelmed by that. Don't feel like you have to use the feature. It's just there for you to look at a time that's convenient for you. You can also go to all of your estimates in one place. You can do all your time tracking in one place and just see all of the time tracking here, and then the projects themselves. So let's take a look at the accounting section. So this has been completely redesigned to give you a lot more flexibility around the accounts that you post everything to. And so in here, what you're going to see is the bank reconciliation section. Now, I don't have any bank accounts connected to this sample company, but when you do connect your bank and credit card accounts, then you'll be able to see all of that information. This is also where you go to look at your company-based, your high-level business reports, and then also something called your chart of accounts. So if that's not familiar, what a chart of accounts is think about the money that you're spending in your business and the money that you're generating in your business. Every dollar has to be allocated to an account. So like money that you make, or Craig makes here in his landscaping company, has to be credited or has to be applied to an income account, right? And then just like this pizza and the icon, any expenses that I have on a landscaping project would also be allocated to an expense account. And so there's all different types of accounts. And so think of all of those accounts listed. That's called your chart of accounts. So that's where you would access that list. Last thing, let's look at add-ons. This is an area that is continuing to grow with FreshBooks. So before I even dive into add-ons, I just want to mention one thing. For you to simplify and for you to save time in your business, it's very important that you add features, that you add apps, and even add add-ons that truly make sense for your business. Do not add on more than you really need. What I see happen, and this has happened to me personally too, I am guilty of this, is I will see this super new tool, and then I'll see this tool and how these tools work together. And before I know it, I know like 5% of these 10 things that I have signed up for. So now I'm paying all this money in subscription costs, but I'm not really understanding or fully utilizing what I already have. So my challenge to you is pick an accounting software, whether it's FreshBooks or something else, and really study and understand that accounting software. And then add on what makes sense to you. So I'll show you one example. Let's talk about this one here, Gusto. Gusto, this is a brand new integration that Gusto has come out with FreshBooks. Gusto is my recommended payroll service. So let's say that on down the road, you decide to bring on contractors or you decide to bring on employees. It would be great for you to have an integration with Gusto, because when you run your payroll or whenever you pay your contractors, this is integrated with your FreshBooks so that you don't have to figure out how to enter all of that payroll tax and fees and all of those kinds of things. There's already an integration that will do it for you. So again, things to help you simplify. That would be great to implement at that time, at the time that it's right for you. But again, just get used to the actual features that you have in your accounting software. So that was a really high level overview of FreshBooks. They have a full listing of all of the apps that they integrate with right on their page at freshbooks.com. I also have a link below in the comments below. You are welcome to use. I am happily a partner with FreshBooks, and I'm happy to share my referral code with you to give you an extended trial. If you would like to try this, then it's not everyone can get this extended trial link. So if you're interested in trying out FreshBooks, use my link to get you an extended amount of time before you would have to pay for a subscription. But more than anything, I would love to hear your comments on this video. I would love to hear if it was helpful. And then if you want a deeper dive in any particular feature within FreshBooks, please let me know. I'm planning on additional videos as we speak on FreshBooks, and I would love to hear what you would love to know more about. So until next time, take care.